Welcome to this episode of our program, Daily Debate. As usual, we will be discussing a very contentious debate. Today we'll be speaking about a very important segment of the society, youth. We will be speaking about the potentials, the capabilities, the aspirations, the hopes, all what youth can be speaking or dreaming of in this stage or at this stage and their upcoming future. We'll be speaking about how the country has given them the opportunity through conferences like the National Youth Conference to open up, to speak up their minds and share whatever they think about. We'll be also speaking about how their dreams are sometimes adopted in some cases, particularly when it is with special added value. We'll be speaking about all of what concerns youth. Many of the young people's opinions and initiatives circulated in earlier editions of the National Youth Conferences, and that was very much obvious during the past sessions or the past conferences that were held on regular basis. We'll be speaking about also initiatives to empower youth and how to open up more and engage youth into our plans for tomorrow. We'll be speaking about that and more with our distinguished guest, Engineer Haitham Kafrawy, Teacher Assistant of Structure Analysis. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Before we start with our discussion, a top story for the day is President Sisi reaffirms commitment to secure rights of low-income citizens. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stressed that the government is committed to guaranteeing rights of the low-income people. On his official Twitter account, the president tweeted that he understands the stance of low-income citizens who have been negatively affected by recent procedures and rather on ration cards, after some of them were excluded. The president also assured people that he follows up such procedures and the government is fully committed to taking necessary steps to protect rights of low-income people. That is the top story of the day, and we have with us over the phone to comment Dr. Yumna Hamai, Professor of Economics. Dr. Yum, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yesterday, the president spoke, or rather tweeted, on his stance towards the rationalizing of the cards and the lifting of some of the citizens. He said that he's following up with these measures, which comes as part of the economic reforms. First, how do you see the measure itself of rationalizing the cards?
I fully agree about rationalizing, using the cards. Why? Because till now we have approximately 80 million Egyptians are benefiting from this ration card, and I believe this is a very high figure. And there is actually something wrong regarding the beneficiaries of these ration cards. So rationalizing using these cards may be reflected on rationalizing the use of public expenditure, generally speaking. The tweet of President Sisi is quite important. Why? Because it actually addressed one of the major complaints from low-income people last period, that they are suffering from the processes and procedures of, the exclusion of some of them from ration card. We all know the importance of such cards on the quality of life and to what extent they are using their income efficiently after being affected led by, economic reform, the devaluation of the Egyptian pound. From here it comes the importance of following up, the processes, to how extent it is efficient, it is fair with people, to how extent the exclusion is not affecting negatively and seriously the people or the poor families. This is quite important. I hope that this should be contemplated with other actions that should be done by the government, because we are not always, all the time, referring to just giving subsidies to poor and low-income people. These subsidies actually, according to a lot of experiences of developing countries, prove to be the least, type of addressing, least efficient type of addressing poor people. The most powerful and effective way to address poor people is the economic empowerment and building capabilities. And this could be done through different channels, achieving the efficiency of the role of NGOs in cooperation with the government. So what's happening nowadays is that this is strengthening that the government and the civil society, the presidents, they are following the situation of the low-income people. They are trying to support them to address challenges and problems and obstacles affecting their way of life, their quality of life. But at the same time, we would like to strengthen this tendency by addressing low-income people through economic empowerment of poor people, so that they can, this may have different positive effects, such as, increasing their income. And increasing their income may stimulate the economy, and at the same time may, adding to the productive capacity of the economy, and part of it could be directed to export. So a lot of benefit can be achieved by such approach.
Dr. Yumna, if I may ask you here, yes, indeed, you as an economist understand that very well, but the citizen, the very normal citizen, the person in the street, how would he take that he is not anymore taking the subsidies that he should have from sugar, oil and all this, and suddenly he is not on the card, even though that some of those who were having the cards were not necessarily of low income brackets. But anyway, from your point of view, how would the citizen understand that such an issue would come back to him in another way, like services, like seeing or revealing to what he could be in need of and directing such money to, or allocating such money to his real needs, not to such cards? Dr. Yumna.
Actually, first of all, we have to improve the quality of services offered to low-income people, specifically regarding ration card. Because I have heard a lot of complaints from these people regarding how they are treated by, employee regarding the services offered to low-income people, regarding specifically of how they are aiding their children, or if they are excluded, they are going to complain for that. They have to queue for a very large time, for a very long time. They have to, sometimes they, after queuing for the whole day, they have to return back home without doing anything, because the employees are mentioning that we are running out of time and we are not ready to finish your work. So a lot of complaints regarding the quality of services offer to low-income people. So we have to improve the type of services, first of all, and this should be monitored, by the minister, and according to a very tough program of monitoring and evaluation. So this is first of all so that people can, figure out to how extent they are treated. They should be treated as human beings and with dignity to preserve their dignity regarding having the right for them. Besides, we have to improve the awareness of those people that this way is not the only way that may improve their quality of life. And if you would like to do that, the only way to do that is to offer other alternatives, such as, training for recruitment, for the youth in the family, allowing for microcredit with financial and non-financial services. And this has happened, in several experiences, such in China, in India, in Brazil. All these successful experiences, Egypt can benefit from.
Right. Dr. Yumna Hamai, Professor of Economics, we thank you so much for being with us and for your input. I guess if we can just summarize what the doctor said, addressing the real needs of the low-income brackets, giving microcredits in terms of helping out them to sort out a kind of alternative works and giving them alternatives. Those were three important points the doctor spoke about. Before we delve into our discussion, let's first have this quick report. The Egyptian government is determined to empower its youth. Let's watch the report and we'll come back.
Under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, success stories all over Egypt.
مصر في انتظار المزيد من العمل والإنتاج.
New Suez Canal. Developing Sinai. Building on our strength.
القوات المسلحة مسؤولة عن الأمن القومي لمصر.
Building new cities. New social housing projects.
احنا بنعمل أمر التاريخ هيتوقف قدامه كتير.
Developing slum areas. Regaining Egypt's leading role, regionally and internationally. Supporting women empowerment. Engaging the youth.
قيام رئاسة الجمهورية بالتنسيق مع جميع أجهزة الدولة نحو عقد مؤتمر شهري للشباب.
Supporting national industries.
احنا بنتكلم كلام بجد عشان نبني بلد.
Upgrading infrastructure.
الغاز اللي احنا محتاجينه هيتم تدبيره من عندنا هنا من مصر. مصر تستحق منكم اللي ادتكم على مدى آلاف السنين ما أنتم فيه.
Together, we make change.
The government has been providing a number of initiatives, imploring Egyptian, Arab, African, as well as international youths to participate in a dialogue about a wide array of topics, with officials sitting down and listening to the outcomes of these talks. Not only that, but also a myriad of initiatives empowering artists and entrepreneurs have been on the rise, providing them with a healthy atmosphere that would encourage them to give their best. Of the most empowering initiatives seen throughout Egypt is the past couple of years as the periodical National Youth Conference as well as the World Youth Forums. The young leaders to express views, present ideas, and share experiences. Furthermore, these young people can promote their recommendations to top policymakers around the world through the different sessions, in hopes of making the world a better place. Another empowering initiative is the Arab African Youth Platform. In light of Egypt's presidency of the African Union, the country has called for the inauguration of the first Arab and African Youth Platform. The forum's agenda focuses on mutual cooperation and a platform of sharing of experience. Participants will have a unique chance to discuss the many topics that concern both regions with the aim of fostering fraternity between Arab and African youth. The platform is a chance for youth from all over the two regions to engage in workshops, seminars, roundtable discussions, gathering senior officials and top decision makers in both the Arab world and Africa. In March this year, the 8th edition of the Arab League's Youth and Media Forum was inaugurated at AL's headquarters in downtown Cairo. The event helped youth from all over the Arab world to participate in enhancing the social responsibilities of well-established Arab media outlets, as well as provide many of them with job and training opportunities. Several discussions of the utmost relevance were held, most of which were related to youth, such as media ethics and the future of young people in media. Another important initiative in favor of the Egypt's youth is Your Idea, Your Company initiative. Your Idea, Your Company is a center for supporting young Egyptians with outstanding out-of-the-box startup ideas. It is the first governmental service center contributing to the growth of Egypt's youth. The platform offers entrepreneurs with 450 opportunities, as well as 40 courses to help them transform their ideas into actual real-life projects. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has expressed Egypt's keenness to support youth, not only in Egypt but in the Arab world and Africa as well. Therefore, in part of the Africa 2018 Forum, the head of state announced that an African Arab Finance Fund is to be established, investing in a number of Arab as well as African business and startup ventures to empower the region's youth.
ربنا اللي حميها وتمشى تعشى وخد مركب واسهر عالنيل عمرك ما تحس هنا بغربة مع شعب أصيل وأمانة مفيش أأمن منها لانصاص الليل اتمشى تعشى وخد مركب واسهر عالنيل عمرك ما تحس هنا بغربة مع شعب أصيل وأمانة مفيش أأمن منها لانصاص
Welcome back, and youth. Today is youth. They have been telling me to start with enthusiasm because we're speaking about youth. So indeed, enthusiasm, whole enthusiasm for youth and for this future, which we have plenty of youth to start or to plan for the future with. So let me again welcome Engineer Haitham Kafrawy, Teacher Assistant of Structure Analysis. Thank you very much for being with us. And youth.
Yes.
Youth, I was supposed to ask you about the role of youth, but rather I'll speak with the hopes of youth. The hopes of youth, how the youth feel for their present and future. How do they feel that there is a big burden that they should be holding or rather carrying in this upcoming stage?
Okay, I will speak by myself, and I think most of the people think the same idea I'm thinking in. I think that we have a share in this place. Our patriotic feeling is now increasing. We feel that we own this country. It's ours. We should take care of our precious country. We should think with sustainable. Now we know more about sustainability. We know about more about strategies. We know more about thinking and planning, and we know more about planning and adversities, because now it's different. Now we are part of the decision making. Now the political leadership is now preparing us and giving us the chance to be a part of this whole art of policy, of this whole art of economy. So now, and only now, we feel that this is ours. And maybe after a year or two, we will feel that we are in handing all the decisions in integration with the political leadership. Now they are preparing us. We are under the microscope, as we say. They are trying us. And then maybe after a while, after trusting our mindsets, because still youth, as you said in the very beginning, we are enthusiastic, we are excited. So maybe sometime we can do something rush. We don't calculate the things as it should be calculated, because we have too much enthusiastic feeling to
yes, I totally understand what you're speaking about.
So they are preparing us now. Calm down. We are making a simulation, and we are having a monthly gathering. We will speak with your language. We will explain every single decision we take. Okay, just think of something and I will answer. Okay, just think of a problem and I will solve it. And I will show you the way I will solve it. And I will tell you all the methods to solve this. This will make you feel that this is your place. This will make you feel that one day you will sit on this chair. This will make you feel that you own this country. It's yours.
I'm just looking at you and just hoping my son would be
Thank you so much.
one day like you. Anyway,
It's
if we
my
speak
pleasure.
about empowering youth,
Of course.
the term empowering youth,
Yes.
what does that mean? I mean that the country has been speaking, of course, 2016 was the year of youth, the term of empowering youth, making platforms for youth to engage them more to political life, to make them aware of all this. What does empowering youth means?
Okay. Let me start by saying that I'm a practical person. I won't say the political leadership is our father or our mother or whatever the thing is. They are experts. The thing is that to be a political leader, you have to integrate more than one aspect. You have the political leadership now is searching for the personality. This is the very beginning. Okay? So to give you the power, to empower, to pump the power for them, they have to pass the following tests. The first test is the personality. Does this person have the personality of being a leader? Yes? Okay. The second thing is, does this person is a caliber? He knows the responsibility of being a leader. He's going to, he knows that this is for him a load more than a thing that he can use for his sake, his own sake, and his own family's sake. Yes? Okay, then he's a caliber. The third thing is, does he know the difference between running a business and running a country? He knows the difference between a microeconomics and a macroeconomics. These aspects, for the government, it lights a bulb. Okay, this person is good. We are going to prepare him. How? We have a lot of institutions and colleges that teach a post-grad science, maybe in Cairo University and Ain Shams and a lot of universities. These places, we go there to learn pure economics, macroeconomics, not micro anymore. We are, as the leadership, all the political leadership said that we are running a country. Okay, now in Egypt it's different. We are running a nation. We are 100 million people. If you said a word, 100 million people will hear you. It will affect a nation. So we have a difference here between being a leader in a business, being a leader in a country, and being a leader in Egypt. This is a whole different idea. So to empower these people is to give them the self-confidence, to give them the science, to give them the know-how of leading this place, of leading this country. Because at the other side, the political leadership knows that, okay, we will do everything in our hands and then we will go. As simple as that. We will go. We are searching for
there
sustainability.
should be exactly.
We're searching for sustainability. That's it. So, to find sustainability is to invest in our youth, as my father did, as you're doing with your son, to be sustainable. That's it. My father pays...
To sustain my work, to go on, to sustain with the development or...
It's the same.
Yes,
they are
indeed.
thinking of us as, okay, you're going to take the lead. This is we are changing your ideologies because you're going to take the lead. We are changing your mindset because you're going to take the lead. So please, help me help you, as Tom Cruise said once.
Help me.
Yes, this is the thing is, help me help you.
This population is very rich with its youngsters.
Yes.
I mean, here that's 60 to 65% are youngsters.
45% at last. For the other 15%, it's not youth. It's they are the age
middle age.
Yes, the
so
middle age.
they are still youth.
Youth, okay.
They are still.
Okay.
Not youth with the meaning of youngsters, but
Yes.
rather they can carry out with important missions to sustain the country,
yes,
and
right.
to be able to support it.
Right.
So if we speak about that, not all our youngsters have the ability or the capability or can even reach what you said of being calibers or of being able to be introduced to be calibers. What kind of science and education do we need to give our youths at large so we can prepare them each to play a vital role?
Industrial. We need a 10% of this nation, maybe 1%, not even 10.
You mean vocational?
Yes. We need a 1%.
Vocational and technical?
Yes.
Okay.
We need 1% of this nation to lead the nation. If I'm not going to be a leader, then I'm going to serve my country in any other way. I have to be familiar with that.
How to make them able to serve their own country? How to prepare them to do such a mission?
We are already prepared. If you tell anybody your country needs you, anybody in the street, your country needs you to just take this trash and throw it in its place. He will take it and put it the other way. But the thing is, you know what? I was in a foreign country maybe in 2 or 3 days, and my father called me and he said, "What about the place out there?" And I said, "My country is much more beautiful than this place."
Yeah, we all feel like
Yes.
that when we're out.
No. And even when I'm in, there's a huge difference. We are history. Really, we are. And I think I'm not only the person who's thinking that, by the way. All my age, because I'm sitting with all my friends. They are my age. All this age thinks this is our place. And even, by the way, if I'm criticizing the president himself with respect to the age and the experience, okay? I'm criticizing this because I'm not in his place. I don't have the responsibility. And I want the life in Egypt to be better. So we are on the same page.
Yes, this is exactly the difference. It's objective criticism.
Yes.
And there is destructive criticism, which this
No, I don't know. I don't talk about destructive
not
criticism.
but rather objective criticism is really indeed
Yes,
what
and
we need.
His Excellency President Sisi himself, he sat in the youth forum. He was able to not even answer the questions. He was kidding and joking with the people.
Yeah.
So he used his mind to, you know, after the responsibilities and knowledge, your mind take the higher step to deal with the others. Now he's trying to keep it down, to talk to the youth with the language, to try to transfer the experience. And I should respect that.
To be able to contain them and try to have an open dialogue so there can be much more understanding. If you spoke about that and the youth conferences, then let me speak to you about a very important experience that took place, which is the simulation model. Yes. We have seen several simulations. We've seen the simulation of the Arab League, the African Union, and even the Egyptian government.
Yes.
How did you see those simulation models, and were this a kind of platform to show how our youth are capable of maintaining or carrying such a responsibility?
I see that we have hope. I see that we are on the right track. I feel that these youth, the 1% they chose from us, by the way, it was only 1% from the whole team. They choose only 1%, and they choose the most educated people, the highest scientifically known people. All of them, or most of them, was PhD, well educated. They took the PhD level, and they are speaking in a whole academic and scientific way. Other people are talking in all practical and on land way. What I can see from this is discussion that leads to even the normal people understand why does this decision were taken. I remember that one of our colleagues asked about why don't you use the wastewater and regenerate it to use it in agriculture, to use it in building other. The president asked, how much would it cost? And he said, I don't know, it was just an idea. He answered in a very simple way, you have to know that we are in a cycle of income. Our income should be divided. If I put this money to invest in wastewater, what topic should I drop to waste in this? This is the way should he think. This is the way the president think. I'm not talking about his personality. This is the way a president should think. He have a lot of open topics. So, which of those should I choose to fulfill your idea? So he said, maybe education, and he said, the president answered, if it was education, so how I'm going to be sustainable? And then he left. So this is how we are transferring the experience. I think if this is stuck in my mind, I remember this as it was yesterday, maybe the person himself, he know how to take a decision even in his life when he's empowered to be in a ministry, to be in a place that he would lead. he will know how to lead this.
How far do you think that it has become of importance engaging our youth to the political life and making them aware of what's going on and the challenges that are facing their own country?
I guess it's very important to make all the people, if I have the power to make even kids knows about politics, I will do it. Politics is very important.
Why? Why should they know and learn about the challenges facing their country? Why should they start to understand better how things are going so they can get to know much of what's going on?
Because now it's not the war of arms, it's the war of minds. After the Cold War, nobody will beat the other using arms, using weapons. It's all about the ideologies. They are trying to divide us. They are trying to weaken us. And we should know our enemy. We should define our enemy, and we should beat him the way he's beating us. So we should know our problem to solve it. If every person knows that this idea is a disaster for our country, he won't think of it. He will beat it before even the idea comes. If every person knows what are the challenges, they will keep up with the leadership. Even if the path is longest than other one, maybe there is another short path. But if you're taking this path and you're pushing your leader to front, as we're doing now, by the way, we will take this path. We will do good. We will do great. Be sure that there won't be any leader here in Egypt sit on the president's chair without the support of the people, without the support of all the people. The Egyptian people give the push to go to front. And this is what the political leadership said. So I'm 100% sure that by making people know politics, they should know it in school, they should know it in college, they should practice it. Even in student union, even in electing their colleagues in classes, even in doing some exercises for policy. Even if I'm watching the news with my father or my mother, and I'm just saying my mindset. I'm just expressing my words in my mind. This will make you learn more. If you take this and you put it in a person who he practices his mind in politics, after years he will be expert. He will know from the moment that the person is going to open his mouth on the TV, on the YouTube, on anything, social media, whatever the thing is, that this person is a liar. He has an agenda, he has an ideology. I'm not talking in a specific person, I'm talking even in the whole idea. These people they have something in their minds. They are against the flow. The flow is this way, and he's the only person who's saying, no, it's not this way, it's that way. So how come?
This is how people who dream of chaos act.
Yes.
Anyway, what does youth, or how are youth attracted, or how to attract a youth towards an issue, an important issue? Because usually we see that youths are not always attracted to the usual things that maybe we are attracted to. I mean here, they are more attracted to social media. We are attracted to reading.
Yes.
They are more attracted into their chats with their friends and whoever. We are not less attracted to such an issue, but rather calling or even watching news and all this stuff. So how to attract youth in order to be able to understand them and direct them the right way?
You want them to be attracted to leadership?
I want them to be attracted towards their future, towards the good of their future, not to be leaders or to be whatever, but whatever he can be in order to be a good person who serves his country.
Yes.
That's it.
Give him the keys and let him drive. That's
Really?
It. Yes. Give him the keys and
Don't
let him
think
drive.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
And I don't think if my son is watching you, I would appreciate that.
I will tell you how to give him the keys and how to let him drive. Give him the keys, convince him that, okay, you have the whole freedom to do whatever you want. And just watch him. You will see that he will do the things that you told him. And you teach him. And you will teach him at the same time. He will think, okay.
But okay, fine. Give him the confidence, give him the confidence, give him the keys, and you do whatever you wish as long as I'm monitoring. Yes, this is a... But I'm speaking here about what our youth themselves are attracted to. What are they mostly into? How or what attract their attention more? What kind of conversation? What kind of things? What kind of films? How to attract youth to?
We are people. It's the same. It's the same
really.
as no. We are people. It's the same. But please just do as the political leadership is doing with youth, with your son, and you will find it's fine, because they know how to deal with us. The thing is, they gave us the keys and let us drive in a simulator. So even if you crash, he will tell you, this is what I told you. It's not a disaster anymore. So they know how to deal with us more than our family knows how to deal with us. They know us. By the way, this is the first political leadership from my point of view, by the way. This is the first political leadership is compromising the two equations, the very difficult two equations together. The practical equation and the scientific equation. They are thinking and they are planning in a very scientific way, in a very academic way, and they are trying to apply this science and this academic way in a very practical way at the same time. So when he's talking to youth, he will talk to the statistics people and he will tell them, please give me your opinion about the youth. What does they like? What is the way you would like me to talk to them? This is how the political leadership thinks. Okay, let the Minister of Youth and Sports be one of them. A very young caliber. Professor Ashraf. His mind is brilliant. And he knows how to talk to us. So this is if you just do what the political leadership do with us, maybe you won't find any problem.
Me, myself, I'll do. And I'm definitely not giving them the keys.
No.
Okay?
Okay, I'll give you the number of my father. He knows how to deal with me. He's the only person, by the way, who knows how to deal with me.
Anyway, if we get back and we speak about education and how important is education for youth at this particular stage.
I guess by going down with the age, by giving them the chance to self-learn, by giving them the chance to use all the new. I'm very convinced with the innovative way of education. By the way, I won't beat you to learn. You have the things, you have the tools. You should know how to learn. This is easy. You want to be a doctor? Okay, just put yourself on the track. It's very easy. So I'm convinced this is the whole idea. Okay, just take the tablet. Okay, just take all the tools, and you're free. You want to be a doctor? just search for it. There's something called a scientific paper.
But here we're speaking about a curriculum that he is not searching for, but rather it is presented to him.
Yes.
So how far do we need to give our sons the proper education that they really need in order to prepare them for what we need?
What we need is what they need. What we need is what they need. We know, not we, you know more than our generation knows what we need more, because you're the expert people. This is what experience costs of money. This is this is what they know, the political leadership. They know that they know more, because they know things that we don't know. So they are letting us search. They are giving us the time to know and practice, even if it was wrong. Okay, you did it wrong, this is the right way. You won't do it wrong again, because you won't go to the same problem with your hands twice. It's difficult. If you did this, you have a problem, you have to solve it.
Indeed, indeed. But I don't think we really have a problem, since we have bright youth and
I'm sure of this.
plenty of richness in our youngsters.
Yes.
However, my time is out and I have to end it here. Engineer Haitham Kafrawy, Teacher Assistant of Structure Analysis, thank you so much for being with us.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And that's all for our episode for tonight. Tomorrow will be another important topic with another colleague. Until tomorrow, it's good night.